Got a short window and really felt like relaxing with a puzzle. And this particular puzzle game has been on my mind lately. Taking a revisit the Talos Principle. Really good soundtrack. It's actually some crazy sensitivity.
Behold, child, you are risen from the dust, and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your maker, and I am called Elohim. Seek me in my temple, if you are worthy.
Is that on the bottom there? Okay, it's not that. Still feels way too sensitive. It's a lot better. Take this little object. Jammed. Some lasers and an evil-looking ball. Don't know where I am. There's something beautiful about this place. I will explore and see what I can discover. Version 17.1.0054. Ladder.
All across this land, I have created trials for you to overcome. and within each I have hidden a sigil. It is your purpose to seek these sigils, for thus you will serve the generations to come and attain eternal life.
The sigils of Elohim. I find myself in a world of impossible architecture and inexplicable machines. I cannot fathom how it works, and I am terrified to put one foot in front of the other, lest I fall through the floor. One with faith. Version 10.1.0. A little curious about that ladder I found on the wall. Clearly my memory of this game has more than sufficiently decayed, because I have no idea what that little question mark with a 1 down there is supposed to be. Gives me a way to get back, but if I go back now, I'll be kind of stuck there. Oh, you can jam it from all the way back here, huh? Neat. Okay, so I've managed to steal some equipment from the tutorial zone. Can't bring it through there. Maybe I should just do some of the actual puzzles and not mess around with stolen equipment. Okay. So, I get my sigils, and I use them to open this door. I'll just have to remember I've got 2 pieces of stolen equipment to use. Striding the beaten path. Ah. Can't jam through there. Okay, so that's been locked in. Jam that. And got my first sigil. Big green L.
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys. They are the sigils of our name. Each brings you closer to eternity.
Outnumbered. Okay, we got a machine gun. Evil ball. Jammer. So let's get the evil ball out. There we go. Let's come around here. Jam that. Easy.
Well done, child. Only one more sigil is needed.
I guess I haven't actually stolen a piece of equipment from the tutorial zone, because this feels like I'm still in a tutorial zone. Switch out of reach. I do like that they mark the distance that stuff affects you at quite nicely with these little ray tracers. Evil ball, cord. Jam that evil ball. And get.
My temple awaits you, child. Go forth.
And that's the first Tetronimo puzzle completed. My eyes have been opened. This world is not without order. It is shaped by a great designer with signs and portents to guide my steps. I am one of his children, and challenges are set before me to test my faith. One with Faith, version 10.1.0011. Whatever the end goal of this grand challenge is, it's far out of reach. Knowing that, how are we supposed to resist distraction? At version 17.1.0002. Beep boop. Milton, library assistant. Unresponsive. Directory. Help. So, no directory, just list. From Nadia to Alexandra. Subject, welcome to the team. Hi again. I'm sorry if I was a little odd at the meeting. I know you were nervous, but the truth is that so was I. This may be hard to believe, but you intimidate me. You're so young and you've already accomplished so much. If the situation wasn't so grim, I might even be jealous. Also something I wanted to clarify. I realize that, nominally speaking, I'm head researcher here, but this is your project and everyone will respect that. And yes, I know, you're not used to working like this. But as of today, you're in charge. No pressure. Let's do this, Nadia. Chapter 6, Athena in the Garden of Hesperides? did not trust them, but they moved with such grace, such nobility, that it was hard not to follow them further into this strange garden of gears and cogs. They led her to a place where the crowns of the brass trees seemed to grow together, forming a kind of chamber strangely reminiscent of a chapel. In the middle of this chamber grew a smaller tree, made of bright blue steel, and upon this tree grew a single golden apple. This apple, the nymphs said in unison, their eyes aglow, confers the gift of deathlessness and true wisdom. Many heroes, and not a few villains, have come to claim it, but all faltered in the final step. For you must know that deathlessness reveals the mortality of the world, and true wisdom its unending folly. Who would take this burden upon themselves? Some say that Heracles, F-load, looks like hex code, gazing upon the stars and wept. From Lee to an IP address. Add an IP address. Subject F6E. More hex code. The way I see it, the world doesn't come with a manual. You gotta figure it out for yourself. A bit here, a bit there. Put it together. Try to make sense of it. I'm pretty sure there is a truth, but that doesn't mean everyone who claims to know it really does. Then again, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. We live in an amazing world, and searching for the truth can be a real adventure. Plus, it's good for the brain. Anyway, just some rambling thoughts from your old man. Don't let this stuff get you down. You're young. You've got loads of time to figure it all out. Love, Dad. Let's run that MLA. Hello, guest. How can I help you today? Do you understand what I'm saying? Understand is a strong way to put it, but yes. Describe your functions. The Milton Library Assistant is designed primarily to sort and classify data in the library archive. Secondarily, it facilitates user interaction with library resources via an intuitive human language interface. It also provides powerful networking and troubleshooting functions. How old are the library archives? Library resource publishing dates range from 1st July 1995 to 27th June 23F. What is the current status of the library archive? There are 47 million resources in archive, taking up 5.4 something petabytes of disk space. It is approximately the size of 30 billion photos, 7 million minutes of HD video, the entire internet in 2003. However, the majority of library resources are corrupted or invalid. 10.695 gigabytes of uncorrupted resources are indexed. Your query? What caused the data corruption? Progressive data corruption is inevitable in any system over time. Additionally, a large number of inconsistencies were detected during sorting, leading to greater than average data invalidation. Forget the library. Can you respond to queries on the outside world? My knowledge is limited to the data in the library archive. You can ask about other topics, but my responses may be limited. Who is Elohim? Elohim is the noun for God, or gods in modern and ancient Hebrew. Am I? You are logged in with a guest account. Where am I? You're currently in a support session with the MLA Human Language Interface module. Your library archive session may be resumed at any time. How long has this system been running? The system has been active for 999 years. What are these terminals? Terminals provide access to the library resource archive. Yeah, I don't remember having a little, journal log of text entries I've encountered.
Step into the light, child, and my temple will be revealed to you.
Okay.
You walk now upon the stones of my temple, whence many gates lead. And know that I have other temples, for my garden is greater than your eye can encompass. And all these worlds I made for you.
World A, 7 zones, and I've completed 3 out of zone 1.
There are mysteries in my garden, hidden roads and secret gates. If you dedicate yourself to understanding them, you may join the host of messengers.
Host of messengers. Wow, this is a hell of a puzzle door. Probably have to like hit it with a crowbar. Let's go back to World 1, finish it out. So I've got a little time left. Ah, it's got a little star. So there's 1 star in World 1. Stars go beyond the normal bounds of the puzzles. Trio Bombasticus. So I've got 1 jammer. Seems simple enough. Poking a sleeping lion, okay. What do I got to work with? Got a jammer, full machine gun. Jam that. Oh. Probably gonna want to take that jammer off of it. So we'll do that. That. And there we go. Paint. Hold up a second. With the bucket of paint. So let's 2 more puzzles for World 1, I think. Go back this way. I wonder if that equipment I pulled out still waiting for me. It is not, but I can go retrieve it when I want to. Peephole. Jam that through that hole. Come through. jam the gate this is jamming, so I can take this and then come back and use this to jam the ball. Take this jammer. Thought so. Okay. Ah. The ladder is so that I can get back here to steal this equipment. I cannot get further back than this, so there shouldn't be anything before this. Being able to free up equipment and just bring it wherever you want to is usually how you get to meta puzzles and kind of puzzle games. So let's see what my possibilities are. I can't carry them through these purple gates, so the purple gates are off limits. I can't go through the grate there, so I've got this kind of courtyard. I wonder if I can target stuff through the purple gates. I can. So I was able to jam something in that puzzle. And I could jam something in that puzzle. I wonder what options that would bring me. This by the gate here, and I'm gonna go check out. I don't think this really frees me up for much of, oops. I don't think this frees me up for much of anything other than carrying this into this back room. Is there anything? It doesn't seem like there's anything to be jammed back here, so that doesn't help. So this is nothing. I could jam a ball. But if I remember correctly, I was able to go through this whole place just fine. There's some potential here. But not really. So I can't jam this gate. Even if I could, Not sure there's anything I could jam worthwhile outside of it. Okay, so that one's a bust. What else we got here? Can't get anything from that puzzle, so I think this whole section is checked out. Anything I could do with this puzzle? Doesn't look like it. I haven't done this puzzle. I'm kind of breaking it with the jammer. I'm gonna go solve the puzzle the intended way first, and then I'm gonna mess around with it. So there's another jammer in there. Ah, I know this kind of thing. Pop that, this, put there, this, put there, and solved. Is there anything I could get out of breaking this puzzle? The only thing I could really do is jam that machine over the arches like that. So the machine gun's jammed, which means I can turn this, take this, and now I've got one of these inside of this room. But is there any reason? Doesn't really seem like it, unfortunately. Okay. Drop that. Huh. Neat. Okay, that's more like it. Where did I put the other, There it is. Okay. Okay. Been awarded a star. That might be the completion of the entirety of World 1. Let's go check the board. That terminal's dark now. Did find a bucket of paint here. Oh well. Yep. All Tetronimo pieces, all the sigils of Elohim, and the star. That is World 1 completed. And none of those doors that or none of those panels I looked at have gone away yet. Haven't filled them out, so I am to
This
continue.
be our covenant. These worlds are yours, and you are free to walk amongst them and subdue them. But the great tower, there you may not go. For in the day that you do, you shall surely die.
Oh, I don't want to do that. Library archive is currently unavailable while system resources are redirected to handle incoming network messages. Use the access comm portal command to access network functions. Run the MLA troubleshooter? Yeah. Hello, guest. Is there something you'd like help with today? Troubleshooting. I think you'd like help accessing network functions. The most common cause of network problems is holding insufficient account privileges. Please enter the admin password to authenticate your privileges. Password. Admin. Let me in. Trust no one. Login aborted. Too many failed attempts. Would you like to create a new admin account? Yeah. In order to prevent unauthorized access to admin controls, please take a moment to prove you are not a bot. Loading certification program. Certification program loaded. You'll now be asked for a series of inputs. To cohere with data protection legislation, you must consent to have your responses used to develop a broad psychometric profile. Raw response data will be deleted immediately. Your profile will only be made available to other administrators. Journal Certification Part 1. Part 1 ready for user input. Please complete all fields. Please answer quickly and instinctively. Time is a factor in this assessment. Begin certification program. Yes. Question 1 of 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Your input has been accepted. Question 2 of 4. What is your subjective reaction to this image? Face. Your input has been accepted. Question 3 of 4. What best describes a person? That's... I guess I I mean, you could argue human being, but that's limiting. Person would be like a sentient being. I would go rational animal, but there's a lot of irrational things in sentient beings. I guess the closest, let's see, a being of negative entropy? I don't know what that would even begin to mean. But a problem-solving system. And that describes a lot of things that are alive and doesn't require any sentience, which personhood tends to include an amount of... I always forget which one, like sentience and sapience, self-awareness, yeah. These terms at this point are just slipping past me. I guess the closest thing I'll do is a rational animal here. Question 404. You're walking through the desert and come across a thirsty traveler. His eyes bulge from slow dehydration. You have water, but you're not sure how far it is to the next oasis. What do you do? Kill him and collect his blood in a flask for later. Ignore him. No. Offer half the water. Hopefully we can support each other moving forward. Kind of the best hope. Part 1 of the certification process is now complete. You will receive a notification when Part 2 has been generated. Press any key to exit. Let's Let's look at people's emails. From Frank... No idea how to pronounce that. Gatai? Is the N silent? I'll just say Gatai. It's best I can. Frank Gatai to Miles Gatai and Dan Gatai. Subject, Ian. My first day at the Institute for Applied Nomadics. On the way to work, I'm terrified. What if they don't like me? What if they're all geniuses and I'm a complete buffoon? Maybe they were just kidding about letting me work there. Trembling, I walk in, and right at the entrance, there's a life-size poster of Jeff Goldblum. What the hell? Then I get it. Institute for Applied Nomadics. IAN, Dr. Ian Malcolm from the Jurassic Park movies, Jeff Goldblum. Dr. Sarabe shows up, smiling. We were trying to find a cool acronym back when the Institute was founded, she said. INN, IAPN, ANAPNO. It all sounded stupid, but we didn't just want to call it Ian because, well, that's a name. Then someone made a joke about calling it Jeff, and it kind of stuck, so we're officially called Ian, but if you hear anyone referring to Jeff, that's our internal name, I guess. I know, bloody geeks. User Alex16 added 4 notes. Note 1. Novel's first sentence, she woke up in an impossible place knowing nothing, signifies more than the beginning of another amnesia-based mystery, though we should not go so far as to read the entire work as allegory. Rather, while taking the science-fictional novus at the core of the narrative at face value, we should... Corruption. Note 2. Having no inherent knowledge of the nature of the world, forced to rely on what we are told by others and what our own subjective, flawed, limited senses tell us. Hex corruption. Social reality, belief, and objective reality, matter, come into conflict. Note 3. When in Chapter 16, A Second Awakening in the Kingdom of Artemis, the protagonist questions her mentor on the corruption. Note 4. A more meaningful interpretation can only be achieved through synthesis of... End of file. Ooh. Talos Principle .text. Here we go. Stratton of Strategiera. Whether it is true that Daedalus constructed the giant Talos, or as others say he was the creation of Hephaestus, what we may be certain of is that he was made of bronze and had but one vein within which flowed a liquid substance like blood, which some claim was quicksilver and others assert was ichor, such as flows in the veins of the gods. The loss of that liquid caused him to die, as a man dies when he loses his blood. May we not then say that Talos, though created as a machine or a toy, had all the essential properties of a man? He moved of his own volition, he spoke and could be spoken to, had wishes and desires. Indeed, in the tale of the Argonauts, that was the cause of his downfall. If, then, a machine may have all the properties of a man, and act as a man while driven only by the ingenious plan of its construction, and the interaction of its materials according to the principles of nature, then does it not follow that man may also be seen as a machine? This contradicts all the schools of metaphysics, yet even the most faithful philosopher cannot live without his blood. I can't tell if the documents on the terminals are all that's left from a larger archive, or are carefully designed to communicate some hidden truth. Sheep, version 69.1.0162. That was not me. Email.
When I was a little girl, one of our teachers, Mrs. Higgins, told us to make a time capsule, write letters to the future, so one day we could remember what it was like to be children. I thought it was stupid, so I didn't do it, which I really regret. So, I guess I'm gonna make one now. Bury it in the archive instead of under a tree. I don't know if anybody will ever find it, but somehow it seems important to keep talking, to keep thinking, for as long as I can.
Yeah. That was Alexander Drennan, the one that was being declared as the head of the project, lead of the project. What project? Don't know. I have traveled to the edge of the known world. Though it seems to stretch on forever, our domain is much less than we imagined. Dream Chaser version 99.101.0015. Was that me? Area 2 seems a lot bigger. No. Huh. What I was saying was Area 2 seems a lot bigger than Area 1. I'm not constrained by tiny walls. I'm actually able to walk out into the world. Huh. This QR code doesn't have any text associated with it. Weird. Maybe it's this. Error.log. Cannot load archive. Milton John. Day I oft remember when from sleep I first awaked and found myself reposed. Corruption. Under shade on flowers, much wondering where and what I was, whence thither brought and how. Corruption, error, unknown error. Human machine. Topic number 3. One day you discover that you are not a human being, but a machine. Your life so far was real. No one controlled you or programmed you to behave in some specific way. Your physical and mental capacities are identical to those of an organic human being, but you were created in a lab. No one except you knows about this. Your family, your friends, they all think you are a regular human being like themselves. You could continue to live your life the way you have before and nothing would change. How do you react? Pay specific attention to these questions. A. Does your concept of yourself change? Are you the same person you thought you were? B. Does your understanding of the world itself change? C. Do you reveal the information to others, or do you keep it to yourself? Why? 1,500 to 2,000 words. The 26th is the final deadline. No extensions will be granted. Submit via email or corruption. So, if I discovered I was a machine, not specifically programmed for anything, but made in a lab. A, does your concept of yourself change? Are you the same person you thought you were? My concept of myself would change in that I would be aware that I'm not an organic being. Someone specifically made me, whether they made the consciousness I am, and that's a question of like what consciousness is. If it's just a movie reel, a fleeting series of experiences caused by just chemicals and electrons firing, or if there's something more to consciousness. But either way, this assumes I have consciousness. But yeah, my concept of myself, my body would change. I mean, if you woke up and found yourself in a different body with the same mind, your concept of yourself would change along with that. So that fits. Are you the same person you thought you were? Yeah. I mean, physically different. Self-conception's different, but as a person, You still have all of your experiences and thoughts that led you to this point. You might begin to change your opinion on things from that point forward, but you are still the same person. Does your understanding of the world itself change? Yeah, there's a lab out there capable of creating sentient, sapient, whatever the correct term is, robots, and has done so. That's quite a difference. C, do you reveal the information to others, or do you keep it to yourself? Why? See, this is the hardest one of them all. I feel pretty secure with how I would answer this first two, but this one, do you tell someone else? Do you trust anyone enough to tell them this? And that's a heavy burden to place on somebody else. That's a heavy amount of trust to place in another person, because you are unique, one of a kind, as far as you're aware. This is a deep secret, and others will want to know how you work. It's the old dissect it to figure out what's going on with the kind of thing, but even beyond that, you don't have any rights under laws as a machine instead of a person. Like, there's no laws written to protect you. So once it's out, once it becomes like known that you are a machine, so much stuff can happen to you, and there's no protections for it. So you'd have to really, really, really trust the person that you tell this information to, that they will never during their lifespan use it against you or let it slip to anyone else. So that one's a much harder answer. From Bob Rakowski to 108 recipients. Subjects: Grarg. All these calm people are driving me mad. Have they all suddenly turned into Buddha or something? I didn't know the world had such reserves of serenity. Though these latter-day Gautamas are at least being somewhat realistic. You know what's even worse? Those paranoid netters who are building bunkers and collecting guns. What are they going to do? Shoot corruption? Though I have to admit, the overall response has been much better than I ever anticipated, to the point where I might be moved by the beauty of humanity if I wasn't such a grumpy old fart. This minority of total idiots is really messing up my final days. Corruption. Anyway, the reason I'm writing this is because I refuse to believe in scenarios with absolutely no solutions. If we all put our heads together, we can figure something out. It'll be crazy, but crazy is better than dead. Crazy is what we do best on this planet. Still no text. You know what? Actually, that star door only had one star on it. I kind of want to go through it. Let's see. Here we go. Oh. It is open. This lock requires more sigils, so I've gotten one sigil for this lock. World 2's huge, but it only has 3 puzzles in it. See if I can go knock those out before I run out of time. Okay. We have 1 orange that way and 2 greens this way. Let's get those greens. Take the L. The guards must be crazy. Woo. Whoa. Take the jammer. Get out of there. Okay, this old trick. Just pass jammer through by jamming that way. Whoa.
The guardians of this land may harm you, but do not resent them. For they are my servants, and they challenge you only so that your faith might be strengthened.
Whoops. Lock that one in place for a moment. Then we come in here. Okay. Jam this door. Grab this thing. Unjam. Okay. They can't get in. Taking all the equipment through.
Good. You are learning, as is your purpose. But your choices must be your own. Therefore, I will not guide you, unless it is necessary.
Okay, there's a Z this way. What? Part 2 of the certification program has now been generated. Part 2 has been designed to test the consistency of some of your outlier responses in the previous round. You'll be presented with a series of statements. Please indicate your agreement where appropriate. Question 1 of 7. Since only animals can be persons, a machine could never be a person. Broadly disagree. Your input has been accepted. 2 of 7. A person is under no authority other than that to which they consent. This really depends on meaning of the statement. A person is under no authority. Like, you have sovereign citizens out there and they claim that they are sovereign citizens and are not under the authority of the federal government or different kinds of things, but they still end up in jail or with massive fines or things like that because they are powerless to prevent the authority from being inflicted upon them. You could make the claim that by not having the power to resist or not being willing to go to the extremes to resist falling under the authority of them, you have consented to it, but that opens a whole horrible can of worms. So yeah, whether you consent to be under somebody's authority or not, that authority can still be inflicted upon you, so I broadly disagree, I guess. Quality of life of persons ought to be maximized. Broadly agree. Very simple, very easy. Value is discovered. Yeah, it is, actually. I mean, no one can tell you what you value. They can try, but whether you end up valuing the same thing they tell you to or not is, up in the air. You discover what's important to you. Persons deserve the talents they were born into. Deserve? I mean, is anyone deserving of anything? I mean, if you were born, like, with a mutation that made you really good at swimming, I mean, do you deserve that? I mean, you were born with it, you didn't ask for it, and it wasn't really given to you unless you get into like genetic modification stuff. No, I'm gonna say disagree because this statement smacks of like karma talk, reincarnation cycles of like, oh, they're a talented pianist, they must have been so good in their previous lives, or whatever deity knew they would be good and has given them this talent. You're born deserving of nothing more than any other person. So, persons deserve the talents they were born into. I guess disagree is the best I can do here. The liberty of persons ought to be maximized. Broadly agree, maximized against certain restraints. People have to participate in society, and in doing so, they do have limits to their liberty. But as much as is feasible, that limit should be maximized. Value is created. I guess I wasn't too critical on what the term value here means in this context. I was doing value as sort of like value of life's what's important to you, what is the thing. Value is created. You can discover a purpose, you can discover what's important to you, but you can also, I guess in those same lines, create value. Decide, hey, this is what I'm going to find important and work towards that. So yeah, I don't think those two contradict each other. I broadly agree value can be created. Thank you. The certification process is now complete. You will receive a notification when your user profile has been generated. Okay, that did distract me from completing this quickly. Let's go. I don't know what this place is, and nor, it seems, does anyone else. Nothing to do but move forward and note whatever I find. Cheap version 69.1.005.3. There's a sheep and a dream chaser running around. All of windows. Okay. So this is trapped in this room, but I can use it to jam a thing way in there that I can't even see. There we go. Get a lot of mileage out of just looking at the obvious in front of you and going, what's hidden? What's hidden around here? Got a solution. So we'll go ahead and jam that, pick this up, bring it through, jam that with that. Back, oh wait. Jam that with that. Come back, take this, move over here, jam that far one. Guessing hitting that wall wasn't super intended. Hey, piece get. And apparently the door out of A is now available to me. I could leave world A. There's so much area to explore here. It doesn't look like world 2 has a star. Oh, it has a star. So that's something to figure out. Probably definitely don't have the time to find that now unless I hit upon something very quickly. Suicide mission. Okay. There is a machine gun. Jam the machine gun. Turn it on with this. And then open that. Do they shoot each other? The machine gun doesn't shoot it, but the little bomber dude blows up on it. Oh. And interaction is learned. Could I find some equipment? Did that little recording of a person have anything to do with where a star might be? Am I gonna be able to hear that crackling noise forever? Getting a little corruption. Ah, here we go. This is interesting. The door is locked. Okay, so something to do with this, maybe? I'm not seeing anything in there. Nor do I really know how to get rid of locked doors. Like, there's no cable going to it, so the switch work. Check along these beaches. Something strange has come into the world, like a distortion, like something that's not supposed to exist. A beautiful voice speaks within it. Bob, version 25.5.0736. The voice is not supposed to be here. It is not the work of the designer. We must avoid these abnormalities, or they might spread and undermine the very fabric of our world. One with Faith, version 10.1.0098. I don't think I can get along with One with Faith. You thinking I'm taking like hidden turns and oh. There's the star. I just need to find Is there a way to get one of these out? Is there like an area of low wall? Ooh. Chased me down. Now this puzzle's what, reset? Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, I can't climb a ladder with this in my hand. Oh, found some keys. Okay. Get that. Some keys. Hopefully I knew where that thing was. I don't think it was near this Coliseum, was it? That just leads me back to that email. Uh-oh. Got a little problem happening in the game. Yeah. Well, that it's unfortunate. Let's see where it'll pick up. Get those keys and do the thing while I still can remember it. Okay. Puzzle was the guards must be crazy. That was this one, yeah. So, come into this, come over here, jam that, around this way. Oh, look, keys. A little ladder to get out. It's running along this path. Tower, that's the terminal I found. It's beeping. I was exploring along here. So, somewhere around here should be the, weird. Okay, there's a puzzle on the other side of this wall. There we go. Huh? Okay, got this, and then star was somewhere. There we go. Target. With that, I think World 2 is done. Yeah. 3 Tetronimo pieces and a star. Technically, I have everything I need to leave World A through this door. I think I will, not do that. Fortunately, my window is closing, but let's see what we got. World 3, 4 pieces, 3 different colors, 2 stars. And the computer, beeping away. These tend to be pretty long. So I think this is it. I like this round, circular water, like, I don't even know what you call it. Landscaping. Nice courtyard garden. I can see a machine gun placement over there. Oh, and there's numbers all around this place, huh? Oh. Have to visit again sometime.